this is not how we dig for dinosaurs in the summertime. We do that with shovels and picks and trowels. This is extreme. Why are we here? Why are we doing this insane thing?
Well, that's a good question. I'm beginning to wonder about that myself, actually.
I said, so Tom, what's your next project? And he said to me, I want to dig a tunnel into the permafrost to find dinosaurs. And I went, oh my goodness, that sounds like such a great idea. And yeah, 5 years later, we're here.
We're not there yet. We're close, but we're not there yet. This is gonna go on for a while. Typically when we excavate here, we're able to get on site and have a quarry opened up in a day or so. We get in with shovels and remove overburden and can have our quarry set up pretty quickly. Working at these temperatures and under these conditions, we're spending a lot of time warming equipment and getting equipment on site. Last night, after 2 rounds of blasting with dynamite, the miners were able to expose a considerable section of the Liscombe bone bed. What you see right here, this light brown material, this is dinosaur bone. The dinosaur bone bearing bed, lower contact starts about right here, and it ends somewhere up above this loose debris on top. We're going to use dynamite today to go farther in to the outcrop and try to expose a thicker layer, get back to where this layer is thicker. Also, the contractor, the miners, need to build a ramp up above the bone bed so that they can begin to build their tunnel. This is extreme dinosaur digging. Again, like I said before, we don't ordinarily do this. We do this with a trowel and a pick and an awl. This is something completely new to us, and it's going much faster. Unfortunately, we don't get intact bones this way, so hopefully we're going to get above the dinosaur bone bed and we'll actually be able to excavate down onto it. So Bobby, what are you putting in there?
These are OTS instant delays for the burn. David? Glad you're at.
Well, here we are in the tunnel. It's approximately 20 feet deep now, and it's about to get 4 to 5 feet deeper. In a few minutes, they're going to detonate another explosion. There's the fuse and primer cord that they use. We're heading back to the oil patch. We've got the snowcat all loaded up and the sled loaded up. I made a run yesterday. We're out of here. It's a beautiful day. We've had a couple rough days in the last 3 days have been pretty nasty. But bugging out on a good day. Today's the 8th of April. We've been here over 2 weeks now. Finally at the Colville River. Today is August 1st, 2007. We've got 1 load of gear and 2 staff in. We're waiting for the rest of the crew and the rest of the gear, probably 3 more flights. And once we have camp set up, we're gonna go down to our tunnel and start freeing the debris from the entrance and continue our search for polar dinosaurs. Here we are, day number 2, digging out our dinosaur tunnel. We need to have it cleared by approximately 6 o'clock tonight because the BLM's coming back to take a look in the hole, make sure it's safe, determine what types of methodologies we're going to use to be digging. What do you guys think?
I think it's a lot of ice and a lot of work and cold.
You think there's a lot of work in there?
Yep.
Are you guys ready?
Yep. Oh yeah.
What are we here for?
Dinosaurs.
What are we here for?
Research.
Thank you. Oh, and dinosaurs. Today's August 5th, and we've got the tunnel open. And we're about to start cleaning debris out of the floor of the tunnel. We've run a power cord and lights in, and we're going to begin to do our work. We just spent 3 days jackhammering and bucketing ice out of here. It was approximately 50 centimeters deep. Water left over from the spring flood. And here we have Dave. He's going to show us approximately what the elevation of the ice was.
You can see quite clearly the tide mark, the high tide mark along the sides here. Some of it's still got the ice still on it. Looks quite pretty actually.
Today is August 22nd. We're continuing to excavate in our two 1 meter by 1 meter quarries. We're into some significant bone now. We've been excavating for about 10 days, very slowly, meticulously mapping every specimen we find. We will be working another 5 days. We expect to get a good way through the bone bed, but probably not get quite finished. We got a late start due to all the ice that we had to remove from above.
We'll do north first. Position the plumb bob right over the specimen, and it is 22.5 centimeters to the north, 12 millimeters. On glass, we can see that it has little tubercles along the edge, and the tip of it is a worn surface or slanted. So we believe we have the tip of a troodon tooth. This is probably about 8 millimeters showing. We don't know. Once it's prepared, it might show a little more length than it does right at the present time.
You can do this in the matrix on the outside of the tunnel, but it just flakes up and falls apart. And there's a good chance you'll break it. Whereas this stuff, it's like very hard putty or frozen butter. Today is August 26th. We're done excavating. We've been here for 26 days. We've got a lot of work done. And we're ready to go home. So the next step is to backfill our quarries and seal up the tunnel. And here's the rest of the crew. The Liscum dinosaur bone bed crops out along the banks of the Colville River. It runs approximately 150 meters along the bluffs and varies between 50 and 100 centimeters in thickness. Kelly, why don't you point out the bottom of the bone bed there, at that nice contact between the light and dark. Yep. And then the top of the bone bed is about 80 centimeters higher. Why don't you point out roughly where it is? Yeah, it's up in there, right up by that bench. We don't know exactly what the width of the deposit is yet, but after excavating for the last few weeks in the tunnel, we know that it's at least 6 meters into the bluff. So we have at least 150 meters along the bluff, and then at least 6 meters of width.